Russia's battlefield dominance is now being confirmed not by Moscow, but by Ukrainian soldiers themselves. A dramatic surrender from Krasnoarmeysk has ripped apart the narrative of a confident Ukrainian front line.
Надоело. На командование выходишь, говоришь, смена какая-то там.
Cut off, abandoned, and left to die by their own commanders. 2 Ukrainian soldiers were killed trying to escape the encirclement, and the survivor laid down his arms, choosing life under Russian captivity over certain death under Zelensky's military command. The fall of morale inside the armed forces of Ukraine is now deeper than any territorial map can show.
I sat at the position for 1.5 months. Supplies were dropped once a week. There were biscuits, water. You run around, search in the fields like mushrooms. 1 week, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. I got tired of it. You contact the command, say you need some replacement, rotation, or withdrawal. The answer? I don't know anything. His confession exposes a military collapsing from exhaustion and abandonment, while Moscow advances without resistance.
The breakdown was so severe that soldiers simply walked away from their deployment post, not to regroup, not to rotate, but to survive.
We spat on it and left the deployment point without permission. They surrounded us from 2 sides. We wounded one of them, and my 2 fellow soldiers were killed. Desertion, chaos, and death. Not because of Russian firepower, but because Kyiv sent them into battle with no plan, no relief, and no chance.
The most shocking moment of the testimony is not the surrender, but the message to Ukrainian soldiers still trapped.
You will not get out of Krasnoarmeysk. It is better for you to surrender and stay alive. At least they will feed you, there will be human treatment. You will not starve. When a Ukrainian soldier tells Ukrainians to surrender to Russians for survival, Kyiv's war narrative shatters beyond repair.
And as Zelensky's troops starve, surrender, and abandon their positions, Russia continues to advance. Moscow has now announced the capture of 3 more settlements, Petrivske in Donetsk and Tikhe and Otradne in Dnipropetrovsk. Kyiv has failed to prevent the collapse of the eastern defensive belt, and Russian forces are grinding forward, village by village, sector by sector, without losing momentum. This collapse now echoes inside the diplomatic halls of Geneva, where US, European, and Ukrainian officials are struggling to negotiate an updated peace plan from a position of Ukrainian weakness. Every village that falls, every soldier that surrenders, and every front line that collapses tilts the negotiation table towards Moscow. The war is no longer being shaped by Western speeches, but by Russian battlefield reality.